What's up, Laker fans? Welcome into today's show, and today I'm going to be breaking down 4 free agent point guards the Lakers could look to sign to kind of up their point guard depth, because right now it's not that impressive. Going into this year's free agency and what their contracts should look like, the Lakers could only have 2 point guards under contract next season. You look at Avery Bradley, he's got a $5 million player option. He can opt in or opt out of that. Rajon Rondo has a $2 million player option, so both of those guys have the ability to become free agents this summer. Now, Alex Caruso and Quinn Cook are both on one-year deals going into the summer. They have $2.8 million for Alex Caruso and $3 million in Quinn Cook. Now, Caruso and Cook have both been playing more of the 2-guard position. Avery Bradley's been starting at the quote-unquote point guard position, but we all know he's more of a 2-guard as well. So I want to look at 4 point guards that will be free agents for sure that the Lakers could pursue this summer. But before I do that, I want to tell you about our friends over at Fanatics that are hooking up you Laker fans with some sweet deals. When you go to chatsports.com/Lakers20, you get 30% off this Lakers snapback hat. Go pick you up a hat, and then once you save some money using that promo code, use our other link, chatsports.com/Lakers, and Fanatics is hooking you up with up to 50% off all Laker gear across their website. Go get yourself a t-shirt, a hoodie, some sweatpants, whatever it may be. When you go to chatsports.com/Lakers, that's 50% off on the Fanatics website. Let's talk about our free agent today, the first one being Goran Dragic. Now, I've been a huge Goran Dragic fan for a long time. He's from Slovenia. He's a great player. He's playing for the Miami Heat, was almost a Dallas Maverick this past summer, but ended up staying with the Miami Heat, and the Heat are really happy about it because he got moved to that bench role behind what they have now there in Miami with Tyler Hero. Jimmy Butler's been there. But he's going to be an unrestricted free agent this summer. Now, he's 33 years old. He's probably in line for maybe one last big payday, but I don't think he's going to get overpaid. I think the Lakers could still find a chance to really go out and use some money to sign a guy like Dragic. Maybe give him a 1-year deal, whatever it may be. Maybe it's the mid-level exception. Now, this past season, he made $19.2 million. He's not going to be getting that this next season wherever he ends up going. Maybe it's LA. Maybe it's right back to Miami, but he's been playing really well this year, like I said, off the bench in that 6-man role, averaging 16.1 points per game, 5 assists, 3 boards, and shooting 37.7% from beyond the 3-point arc. Now, look, the Lakers, their top priority is Anthony Davis. But next up after that, I really think it's getting a brand new point guard next to. Now, obviously, LeBron James is going to be handling the ball, but you want another playmaker. That's what Goran Dragic can be. You put him in this starting lineup, you got a lineup of Goran Dragic, Danny Green, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and let's say they bring back JaVale McGee as well. Then you've got 2 shooters in Dragic and Green. You've got the guy who's going to be running the offense in LeBron. You got AD and McGee down low. And look, maybe if you want to give LeBron a little off-the-ball experience here, Dragic can take over, no problem. He's 33 years old. He knows how to initiate an offense in the NBA and win you some games. But here's my biggest question right now, the thing I want to ask you Laker fans to start off today's show. Who do you want to see starting at point guard next season? Look, I get it. LeBron's going to be handling the ball. That is already decided. He's going to be making the decisions. But in that Avery Bradley type role, who do you want starting there? Let me know in the comments section below while you watch this YouTube ad break. Now let's talk about Jeff Teague, another guy who's going to be hitting the open market this summer, another unrestricted guy. He got traded from the Minnesota Timberwolves back to his original team, the Atlanta Hawks, in the middle of the season during that NBA trade deadline. But the thing about Jeff Teague is that he has been on a steady decline these past few seasons. I'm kind of out on Jeff Teague, but as a veteran and as a guy who would come really, really cheap to the Lakers, he could make some sense. You look at his numbers this year between his time in Minnesota and Atlanta. He averaged 10.9 points per game, 5 assists, 2 boards, only 36.8% from 3, which is actually still pretty good, but he doesn't take that many threes. His bread and butter on the offensive end is getting to the basket and initiating offense for the rest of his teammates. Now, I said he's on a steady decline. Let's look at his past teams, like what he's done with each team he's been with. He was with Atlanta originally from 2009 to 2016, and in that time span, he really proved himself as a starting caliber point guard. 12.1 points per game, 5.2 assists, 2 boards. Then he goes to Indiana for just 1 season, but in that 1 season in Indiana, I thought he was close to a top-tier point guard in the NBA. 15.3 points per game, 7 assists, 4 boards, really proving himself there. But then he gets traded to Minnesota. Well, he signs with Minnesota, and all of a sudden they think they have their starting point guard of the future, he doesn't do so hot. Kind of reverts back a little bit. 13 points per game, 7 assists. The early half of his time in Mini was pretty good, and then he slowly declined. And then this year, they were like, all right, we're out. We're giving the reins over to D'Angelo Russell now, so you're out of here. We'll trade him to Atlanta. Goes back to Atlanta, and this year in Atlanta, in the limited time he got, he averaged 7.7 points per game and 4 assists, along with 2 boards. Now, look, when he's with Atlanta, he's backing up Trae Young at this point, and that may be his future in the NBA, is as a backup veteran point guard. But he could make some sense as a starter as well. Now, I said already that the number one priority this summer is to re-sign Anthony Davis. That's where all that LA's money is going to go. But after that, their next priority is getting a point guard, in my opinion. Another playmaker next to LeBron. But maybe you disagree. What do you think the top priority is for the Los Angeles Lakers this summer? Let me know in the comment section below. Maybe you agree it's a point guard. Maybe you think they need another wing. Maybe you think they need a big man not named JaVale McGee or Dwight Howard. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's talk about another veteran point guard. DJ Augustin of the Orlando Magic is going to be, again, another unrestricted free agent. Now, he has been a consistent offensive weapon with the Orlando Magic from really the time that he's been in the NBA. He's bounced around from Charlotte to Oklahoma City to Orlando. He's played in a lot of places, but everywhere he goes, he produces on the offensive end. Obviously undersized at 5'11", but he can get the ball in the basket. Now, this is also probably DJ Augustin's last chance at a multi-year contract if he can secure one, but I don't think he will. I think he'll be a kind of maybe a 1+1 type guy, maybe just a 1-year veterans minimum deal. But if that's the case, I think he makes a lot of sense for the Lakers. He's another playmaker. He can't defend real well. That's okay. He's definitely undersized, but he's a good offensive threat. This year in Orlando, now that they have Markelle Fultz, his numbers are down a little bit. 10.4 points per game, 4.6 assists, and 2 rebounds. 3-point percentage isn't great at 34.5%, but he also doesn't have a whole lot of offensive weapons around him in Orlando right now, so he doesn't get a lot of great looks. But when you look back at that assist per game number, 4.6, that immediately would become the third best on the Lakers right now. Obviously, LeBron leads the way at 10.6 assists per game. He's doing anything and everything the Lakers need him to do. Rondo coming off the bench at 5 assists per game, and then right after that, your next best assist leader is Anthony Davis. Your power forward / center is averaging the third most assists per game on this team at 3.1, followed by Alex Caruso and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. DJ Augustin comes in, he initiates some offense, he gets the ball moving, he knows how to make the right passes on this team. I like DJ Augustin a lot. I think this could be a good fit as a veteran minimum guy. Now guys, you're watching here on the Lakers channel, maybe you're watching on our main channel now, but you need to go subscribe to our Lakers only channel, youtube.com/LakersTV. Go hit that big red subscribe button. Get our subscriber count way up. I'm trying to get it up in the triple digit thousands is what I want to see it do. 100,000. I think we can grow this channel a lot. I love doing these Lakers shows. I want to continue doing them for you guys and putting out great videos all season long, all off season long, and all during this weird NBA hiatus as well. So again, go to youtube.com/LakersTV and hit that big red subscribe button. Let's talk about one more guy today. We're going to talk about Chris Dunn of the Chicago Bulls. Now, this is the only guy I'm talking about today that is going to be a restricted free agent. So the Bulls do have an opportunity to match anything that comes his way. But the Bulls have Kobe White. The Bulls have Tomas Satoransky. They don't really need Chris Dunn anymore. He's been moved to the bench. And the problem with that, or the reason he's been moved to the bench, is that he's great on defense. I mean, genuinely, Chris Dunn is a great defensive point guard. Offensively, not so hot. Now, I still like Chris Dunn a lot. He's 26 years old, adds a lot of youth to this team, and he really has a chance to develop his offensive game. He's not done growing in the NBA. This year with the Bulls, he averaged 7.3 points per game, 3 assists, 3 boards. Nothing too impressive, but the steals per game at 2 steals per game is mighty impressive. The reason that this fits so well with the Lakers potentially is if Avery Bradley's gone, you want another guy who can defend the other team's best point guard. That's what Chris Dunn can do all year long, and he's only 26. And the reason you need someone to defend a top-tier point guard is because when you're playing these Western Conference point guards every single night, you're going to be challenged. You got a guy like Luka Doncic, 28.7 points per game. You got a guy like Stephen Curry on the Golden State Warriors, former MVP, kind of getting back and healthy. Damian Lillard, another elite point guard. Russell Westbrook, one of the best in the game right now. And then, not to mention the young and up-and-coming guys like Luka. Ja Morant of the Memphis Grizzlies is a guy that the Lakers are, this isn't even including the Eastern Conference. These are just the elite Western Conference point guards. And if you lose Avery Bradley, who's going to stick those guys all night long? Chris Dunn would be a great option for that, and he's young and can continue to develop with this team. So here's a question. When we're talking about defensive guards, which one would you rather have? Type KD for Chris Dunn, type AB for Avery Bradley. At this point, I like what Avery Bradley did this year, but I think Chris Dunn's got a higher ceiling. And if you have a guy like Anthony Davis growing for the rest of the team, I say, hey, why not give Chris Dunn a chance? Give him a shot. You're not going to have to pay him that much. Give him some money. Let him prove himself as a starting point guard in Los Angeles. Now, guys, before we wrap up today's show, because I still got one more little segment for you, I want to remind you to go check out Fanatics. Chatsports.com/Lakers20 gets you 30% off that Lakers snapback. And then chatsports.com/Lakers gets you up to 50% off all Lakers gear on the Fanatics website. That's chatsports.com/Lakers or chatsports.com/Lakers20. Now I'm going to rank what I think the best point guard option is as a free agent to the worst point guard option is as a free agent of the four guys I mentioned. Number 1, Goran Dragic to the Miami Heat. Too good. He might cost a little too much for the Lakers, but he is too good to pass up if he wants to play in LA. Number 2, Chris Dunn. I think his defensive ability would really help this team, especially if Avery Bradley is gone next summer. DJ Augustin would be the third option for me. Doesn't add much defensively because of his undersized 5'11" frame. Offensively, however, he can initiate the offense and really get something going. And finally, last but, actually, he is least, Jeff Teague of the Atlanta Hawks. I think there's no reason the Lakers should look too closely at him. But if he's the last option, go ahead, give him a veteran's minimum contract. Laker fans, thank you guys for watching.